Imagine standing in line for hours, maybe even days, for just the slightest chance at work. Any work that could help you put food on the table. This isn't a scene from a movie or a fictional tale. This was the harsh reality for millions of men during the Great Depression. The image of men waiting in long, winding lines for a job is one of the most heartbreaking and iconic visuals of that era. But what were these men really going through? What was life like as they stood there, desperate for hope in a time when there was so little to go around? Stay with me because we're about to dive into the untold stories behind those lines. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more fascinating historical deep dives. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Your support helps us uncover and share stories like this, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss what's coming up. Now, picture this. It's the early 1930s, and the United States is in the grip of the Great Depression. Millions of people are out of work, and unemployment rates are skyrocketing to levels never seen before. Factories, banks, and businesses are shutting the doors, leaving workers with no income and no safety nets. These lines of men waiting for jobs weren't just about employment, they represented survival. Men from all walks of life, farmers, factory workers, even former professionals, found themselves in the same place, standing shoulder to shoulder, hoping for anything that could bring a sense of stability. These weren't just lines for steady jobs either. Often, they were lines for temporary, back-breaking work or even just a meal. People would wait for hours, clutching whatever dignity they had left, knowing that hundreds of others in the line were just as desperate as they were. It's hard to imagine the mental and physical toll this took on them. For many, this wasn't a temporary setback, it was the new normal. Families were torn apart, children went hungry, and the American dream seemed like a cruel joke. And yet, these men kept waiting. Some came every day to see if there was any chance of getting hired, while others traveled miles on foot just to stand in those lines. The resilience and determination they showed is nothing short of extraordinary. But behind that determination was a harsh reality. There simply weren't enough jobs to go around. These men were part of a generation that had to redefine what survival meant. It's incredible to think about how far society has come and how much we can learn from their perseverance. But it's also a stark reminder of how fragile the economy can be and how quickly everything can change. These men weren't just statistics or faces in old photographs, they were real people with real stories of struggle, sacrifice, and sometimes even triumph. Let me know in the comments what you think about this chapter in history. What do you think kept these men going? And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more stories like this. Let's make sure their legacy isn't forgotten.